consistency in nutrition is definitely, it's hard. I think it's harder than fitness.
I try to tell my students, I teach high school kids, that they're building habits now as teenagers, especially, that'll go into their adulthood.
What is doable for you? What's manageable? Because if we're not building off the small steps, we can't make big steps. Hi guys, this is Shannon and Elisa. We're back with Snack and Stak Podcast, part of CFT Fitness. Remember, it is just a bite-sized nutrition tips for people who lift and live loud. Bang, like a barbell. All right, we're going to talk about consistency. I think consistency is one of the hardest things for people to do, including myself. I'm sure Elisa can tell you that.
Yes.
It is super hard to stay on track. It is super easy to get off track. Last week, we talked about habit stacking. Habit stacking goes along with consistency a little bit, but when we're building a new routine, getting consistent and being nice to yourself is probably the biggest thing. We want to be perfect 100%. When I work with clients in our office, I usually tell them I'm looking for 80%. And everybody just kind of looks at me like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for out of the 5 days of the week, I'm looking for you to hit this maybe 3 days out of the week. So I tell them what is doable for you, what's manageable. Because if we're not building off the small steps, we can't make big steps. So that's my 2 cents on consistency, and we're going to leave. No, I'm kidding. No, consistency is hard. Elisa, what have you found in order to be consistent, whether it's fitness or nutrition or anything in life? Sometimes it's paying bills. Let's be consistent there. What have you found to work for yourself?
For nutrition, one of the best things is I shop on Sundays. I like to either do Saturday or Sunday, and I make out my list. Usually I go through lots of Pinterest boards, and my old boards or new stuff is search up recipes of things I want to make, and I have my plan for usually I'll do the same thing for breakfast when I'm working, and lunches, because it's just easy to prep out 5 days. Lunches, I'll usually do like 3 days, one thing, 2 days, another, because I get kind of bored. But dinners, I'll make a different thing for dinner most nights between my husband and I. So if I write down what we're going to make and make sure I have all my ingredients, and then do some prepping on Sunday to kind of, maybe it's cutting the vegetables or making sure cut up the meat, make sure that's prepackaged. Sometimes I'll cook up a huge thing of ground beef, so it's all cooked, and I'll freeze some of it already pre-cooked. Because I don't know about you, but I'm busy during the week, and by the time I get home and, when I have to make dinner and help kids with homework and then get to bed early enough to get up to go to 5 a.m. class to work out, I'm tired, and I'm trying to, I don't want to be tired and order a pizza because I didn't plan ahead.
Yeah.
So for nutrition, just getting all that planned out and having what you're going to cook and have all the ingredients on the week, so you're ready for the week. That for me keeps me on track. Otherwise I go, I didn't bring lunch, I'll go run and grab a sandwich or pick something up during my lunchtime, which isn't always the best choices.
Yeah, going out to eat is super hard. It can be done, but it's more difficult and causes a little bit more stress. Definitely for nutrition, when I talk about consistency, it's like getting in there and making sure that, like you said, writing out a list, putting it on the fridge. Because if any of you have children, they always ask, what's for dinner? And I'm all, there it is. You can read. If they can't read, help them out. Maybe put pictures. Get the kids involved, I would say, in making meals.
Help plan your meals.
Helping plan meals. I am notorious. I ask my family all the time, what would you like this week? And they come back with, I don't know. So I'm like, well, speak now, or you can never complain about whatever I've decided to make. Usually it's something where they're like, wow, that was really healthy. And I was like, you never spoke. Yeah. So every once in a while they'll chime in with something. And if it's not within where I want to eat, I usually adjust it so that they can have that meal, because one meal isn't going to destroy anything I do when I'm eating. So, and I'll usually add extra vegetables, and we'll get into later, like portion control, like your plates and your hands you can use for different sizes. But consistency in nutrition is definitely it's hard. I think it's harder than fitness because there's a lot more
Variables.
yeah, I was gonna say bad things, but that's not the right word because there's a lot more temptation.
Yes.
Oh, and all of us, we all get a little lazy every once in a while. So,
Or things come up. You have your
yeah.
kid gets sick, or you
Mhm.
have an appointment that throws off
Yeah.
your whole schedule.
How
So
about I'm selling my house?
yes, and
That
have to
was
leave
terrible.
the house if someone's trying to see it.
I had a dinner all planned yesterday, and all of a sudden we had 2 back-to-back showings, and my husband and I looked at each other and went, "What are we gonna do for dinner?" So it was rough. It was salad and then pizza. I ate pizza. I didn't die. And I'm still here to work out tomorrow. So that just kind of shows you that it's okay to have. It's not even a cheat meal, it's just a meal.
Yeah.
And now I'm back on track. So I was able to get my meal prep in for my breakfast.
Yeah, I find also for consistency, especially for my workouts, is having like Faye is a great person
Mhm.
for me to check
An
in with me.
accountability partner.
Yeah, someone to keep, hey, because we'll text each other literally at like 4:30. I'm up, me too. Just making sure, just that little extra help to kind of, push us along. We
Yes.
have a little text group sometimes. We'll text each other to check in and see how we're doing nutrition wise, because it is hard, and it's nice to have some backup, or
Mhm.
maybe you're not sure what you should make, and having that little group to bounce ideas off of or share what you're eating
Yes.
might spark like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I'll make that too. Cause I don't know about you, but trying to make that list of what I want to eat is
Oh,
so annoying
so
sometimes.
you guys, I'm the leftover queen. Whatever I
Oh,
can
we eat
make.
leftovers too, for sure.
Double. Can I go 3 days? I call them white people tacos. Don't laugh, but they'll last us for 3 days, and you can do them 3 different ways. You can do tacos, you can do quesadillas, you can do nachos, right? And I'm telling you, I make it work. And it's turkey and it's ground beef, and it'll go for about 3 days. So there's only 3 of us in the house, so it's easier. Definitely if you have a house of 4, and if you have a teenager involved in that house of 4, that's like a house of 5. So yeah.
Yeah.
But workout consistency, for me, I don't always get to work out in class. I'm coaching a lot.
Yeah.
So what I found is I get in my phone and I block out the hour that I want to work out. Now this will work for classes too. You block out that time, so it's your time. It's your self-care, because working out is self-care, and it helps you feel better mentally and physically. Definitely, that's what I use to be consistent with my workouts. I'll write in if it's a run day, I'll write in if it's a lift day, if it's a run and lift day. Whew, that's 2 hours I got to block out. But definitely finding what you like, and then finding the groups too. Like if you have somebody in class and they're like, you guys talk and you see each other all the time, just ask them, hey, can you be like, help me be accountable? Can I text you? Can you text me? Sometimes if I see people talking all the time in class, I have told them, hey, exchange numbers. That happened a lot to get 6 a.m. up and going. It was like 6 a.m. was dragging for a while, but now it's a good class, strong. So definitely it was exchange numbers, be accountable to each other, and then ask, hey, where have you been? We missed you. That's another big one. If you notice that somebody hasn't been there, it could be they are at another class. It's okay. That happens. Sometimes people go to other classes, but generally, sometimes people just have things out of their control. But that's consistency for me in working out. And then what other things are for consistency? Um,
Going to sleep at the
oh,
same time.
God,
That is,
yeah, that
even like I'm a
is.
5 a.m.er, and during, even now when I'm off for summer, I'm a
Mhm.
teacher. I've been going at 6 a.m. and I still try, and it's so much better for your body. And I haven't been great about it. I've been trying to be better. Is even if I don't get up at 4:15 to go to the gym, I have a sleep in day. Still going to bed consistently at the same time is better for your body
Yes.
versus 10 o'clock one night, 9 o'clock another, 11 another night. It just throws your whole everything off. And as you get older and your hormones are not the greatest anymore, having that consistency in your
For
your
everybody,
nighttime
not just
routine.
women,
I know.
boys, you have trouble too, whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
But
Having that nighttime
Mhm.
routine, going to bed at the same time, whatever you do to wind down, is super important. That consistency is really important.
My bedtime routine is so set in stone that my dogs know when it's time. They get up and they move off to their crates, and my husband's like, "Are we going to bed?" I'm like, "Well, I am." I'm like, "I don't know what you're doing." He gets up later than I do, so he's like, "All right." The dogs put themselves to bed now. You can train them apparently to do that if you are consistent every single night.
Yeah, my husband gets up. He goes to bed early and gets up early too, so that's helpful for
That's
me.
helpful.
But if you're on a different schedule, if you have a spouse or partner, it's okay. Getting up at 4:15 to go to the gym. I just like getting it done. I am more consistent when I go early after school. If I go one, it's so hot in the summer, but I just feel like for me, it's easier to just skip it because I get busier in the evenings and it takes time away from my family. And for me, I care about that. Not that's my own choice. I just feel like I like getting it done early. I've done that since my kids were little, and a habit, I guess, for me is going early. I like getting it done and out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to think about it the rest of the day, which is nice too. And sometimes if I'm going to go at 5 p.m. instead, it just kind of almost stresses me out a little bit in the back of my mind, having to like, okay, I got to make sure I get home at this time and leave at this time and make sure I have my bag. And it just, getting
Nothing
it done
against
the
the 5:15 crew.
No.
You guys are diehards.
Bless
It's hot
you.
in there.
Yes.
Love it. I love coaching you guys. You guys are great. 6:30 crew, you're wild. It's really late at night.
I'm ready for bed at that time.
Yeah, I usually tell them, I'm like, don't mind me. I'm yawning. I'm coaching you guys, but I'm yawning. You guys see me now every couple Thursdays. I pop in there at 6:30 at night. So it's pretty. I'm like, whoo, guys, it's late. I'm like, it's like my bedtime. My watch will go off and tell me to go get ready for bed at 7:30. So it's pretty funny. Let's talk about what about people consistency. I was thinking while you were talking about what if they have kids? Now, here's my thing. Should kids be on a sleep schedule? Yes. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, yes, kids should be on a sleep schedule. They should be going to bed. They need more sleep than you do, right? They might not want it. They might want the phones, right? Mine's in my pocket, or their iPads or their computers. So you can do, if you guys have Apple, you can do a downtime. Do you have that set up on your kids?
I don't. They're not terrible. They're pretty good about. My son will put it down and go to sleep. My daughter's the one that's not so great.
Oh no, I totally have both my kids. One of them's moved out of the house. The other one still lives at home. She has a downtime and she knows when it turns off. And you can be like an evil parent as well. And if they're sitting up there playing and you hear them, you can just turn it off and hear them go, oh man. And then you turn it back on. They're like, woo. So, I mean, you can have some fun with it. And then they'll run downstairs. Why'd you do that? And you're like, because I am the controller now. But it's important though that they get set up for their routines, right? Because my daughter gets up early and swims, right? Swim is 7 a.m. I don't take her to night swim. I don't have that availability. Usually I'm coaching here, doing something. My husband's doing something. So I told her, I know it's summer and you're getting up even earlier. But it's okay because we've built in the consistency of when she goes to bed, right? She knows the downtime's coming and she's going to sleep. She's allowed to read. We do have to make sure though, she will sit up and read all night long. So we have to tell her to put a timer
I know how
on.
that feels.
Yeah. So we tell her to put a timer on. One of the things is, we'll deep dive into sleep too later on, guys. But as soon as you start to feel yourself get a little sleepy, just put it down and go to bed. That's your body's signal. That's your little ding, ding. It's time to go to sleep. But that's consistency for kids, whether they're younger, older, they do need that sleep time consistency also.
I try to tell my students, I teach high school kids, that they're building habits now as teenagers, especially that'll go into their adulthood. So if their family doesn't, cook at home, most likely they probably won't cook that much either. My family always cooked at home, so that was not even as easy for me to cook. I like to cook as well. My husband does too. That's helpful. But getting them on that habit and teaching them inadvertently, even if you don't necessarily tell them, like that sleep's important and having a bedtime routine's important.
Yeah.
That'll help them when they become adults too. So it's just helping them start to build a good foundation. Yeah. Because someday they're going to be all on their own and have to figure it out for themselves. So we want to give them some good tools.
I do have one all on his own, figuring it out. He has the tools. He's doing well. He's surviving. You never taught him, did you? He went too.
He was never in my class.
No. All right. So consistency can be built with anything. We've gone over nutrition. We've gone over fitness. We've gone a little bit into the dive of sleep. Probably one of the bigger ones I hear of people is I don't drink enough water. Right. Water. Again, habit stacking. We talked about water. If you were on the last podcast, so you listened to that 5-minute spiel. starting off your day with 8 to 16 ounces of water, having a nice big jug. I don't have a big jug in here right now. It's hot in here too, guys.
Yeah, it's warm.
It's warm. I'm really wishing I had something to drink, but I won't make the sounds of water for you guys for those drinking. But building your water, having a big bottle, having a straw they have found, people tend to sip a little bit more if you have a straw as opposed to having to guzzle water down.
Take off a lid. And
yeah. The other one is you can flavor your water. You can use strawberries, cucumbers, watermelon, lemon. You can even add the flavor things in there. I'm all for it. Just drink water, right? We're looking for generally 60 to 90 ounces a day. That's a couple of those big guys. Those big Stanleys are 40 ounces. So 2 Stanleys a day keeps the nutrition coach away. Haha.
If you consistently drink throughout the day, then you're not having to, drink a ton at once.
Oh, at night too.
Yeah.
Everybody has to get up and go pee. Stop your water 2 hours before bed.
Ugh.
You should have it in ahead of time. Don't get woken up at night. Again, that'll be sleep. That's a whole nother ball of wax that we can get into in another time. I think we've beaten up consistency. I hope that we had some funny laughs along the way with consistency. We're going to attempt to be consistent in putting these out. Please give us ideas, topics. What do you want to hear us talk about? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. It's CFT Fitness. And you can also email me. I gave it out last time. We'll just keep giving it out. Shannon at cftfit.com. And email me if you have any questions about anything. Right?
Or if you want us to talk about anything specific.
Exactly. All right. That's it. Farewell.
Bye.